allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call.
TTC Chairperson Brock Gibson.
Here.
TTC Vice Chairperson Amanda Schwint. TTC Member Whitney Tucker. TTC Member Rose Ani.
Here.
TTC Member Rebecca Monia.
Here.
Board Liaison Joe Steiger.
Here.
Chamber of Commerce Representative Dina Kreitler.
Here.
St. Genevieve County Representative Corey Ford. Here. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Previous minutes.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Finance.
Hi, Bernie.
We could do levy stuff, but we're doing tourism stuff. What do you?
Pardon?
I said we could do levy stuff, but we're doing tourism stuff right now.
Oh, you're the last. We don't have a elected meeting tonight.
No, you got it. I'll get you there.
I like that saying that when I was working Star Line Killing, one guy said, how many men will buy here? I said, well, about 11. He said, well, where do they go? He said, that way. He said, I must find them. I'm their leader. That's what I feel like, you know?
I think you're in the other room over there.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. I'm short on time, man.
Thanks, Brian. See ya.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Our taxes collected looks good, but again, we have no rhyme or reason as to,
Yeah, there's no pattern.
what's going
You could put
on.
like 10 grand there and be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, and next month we could get 900 or
Yeah.
1,100 or something like that. So, the only thing that's come out, so far is, from the billboards, half of the billboard stuff will be reimbursed by the state. This year is.
The billboard is Lamar, right?
Mhm,
Okay.
yeah. And then CTM is the people that put our rack cards out, and I signed that agreement for this year just this past week. So we will be getting that stuff out. Yeah, that's all I've got on the financial report.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
I thought we did say last time we were gonna update, because we have some of these on here with a TTC grant and some that just say the name
I
of
think that
the.
was just previous, that's why. Like, nothing new has come out, that's why.
Yeah, I think from now on.
Yeah.
But, oh, you still would like to see it?
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know what the grants were. I mean, we get what the Hive was, and I think one of these was
Sure.
Fed.
Yeah.
That'd be nice to see it, huh?
Yeah.
Now all in favor? Any opposed? Public comments. That's
That's out.
So,
old business.
And past events, we just had a holiday Christmas festival. I think we're all still buzzing from that. It was really,
I thought it was great.
yeah, beautiful time, great weather. So that always makes things, it was kind of like Jour de Fête last year, where we just had perfect weather and everybody was out and smiling. And me and my wife stayed out all day. So we were there from 10 a.m. till about 7:30 p.m. and never went home. There was just that much to do, and everybody was out and about. So I hope everybody who came into town for that as a tourist really enjoyed themselves. But yeah, I just thought everything was going. Any reports from businesses? Sarah's, Audubon's. You guys want to talk? Love Goods. Anybody want to talk about how the day?
We had the second largest day we've had since we've owned it behind Jour de Fête.
Yeah, we were at Jurfed.
Yeah,
Well,
it was very close. Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, definitely a summer day for sure.
Yeah.
which was wild. Yeah, I was looking in at 7:30 going, wow, people are getting ice cream and
Yeah.
at 40-degree, 30-degree weather.
Yeah.
I mean, people eat ice cream all year.
Oh, yeah.
There's no time to get it.
So
We had a
what,
great day too.
It's
I mean,
fun.
all around tours, gift shops, Linden House was packed all day. Yeah.
so what the heck?
There still was a lot
I
of
guess we
people
did-
that left town.
Oh,
A
yeah,
lot.
but there was,
No, I mean like that went to the parade and left.
Oh,
Like, I guess because they were all parking around us, we couldn't see them. It was
yeah,
like-
getting out of town immediately after the parade,
Yeah,
which was me, you were stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just gridlock trying to get out, because our parking lot just gets, people double and triple park in the parking lot, and it was like a standstill leaving.
Did you guys get feedback from individuals? Like, did people enjoy the experience?
I,
Yeah.
yeah, it seemed like people were having a good time. I had a couple people say that, hey, we thought there was like this outdoor market somewhere, but we can't
Yeah.
find it. Where is this? And I was like,
program.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know.
I think a lot of that, yeah, there's some things that happen on the program that don't happen.
I think they just have been there for so long, it just
Right,
keeps on.
yeah, and I would love
Somebody was
to,
like, it's right there on the program where it says it is. I'm like, yeah, but it's not there.
Yeah.
It's not at the spot.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
overall, I feel like the feedback I actually, you know what? I didn't get a lot of feedback, but I felt like people seemed happy.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like it was a high energy, good,
Yeah.
positive outcome.
but we definitely could clean up some stuff. And I think also just, you know, me seeing it for the second time, you know, it's like, okay, how do we get I don't know if you get a separate, I don't want to step on Annette's toes and get a separate schedule, but it would be nice to get like a good sort of run of this is what's happening throughout the day, you know. So-
People are looking for that stuff,
Oh,
really.
yeah.
I mean, and if there's an outdoor market, imagine, people would have been crazy for that, you
Yeah.
know? I thought, oh, wow, I want to know where this is.
Was there not one about this parking lot?
Well, there was, I know Valley had their craft
St.
fair, and then St. John had a young entrepreneur
Yeah, my
craft
kids were
fair.
there.
And I had two kids that couldn't do it because they were in the parade.
Yeah,
And so like for the 4-H kids and the.
yeah, the timing was really bad.
And I don't know how you fix that because the parade's got to kind of be in the middle of the day and that craft fairs are kind of, so I don't know how you fix it, but I know two kids that would have liked to go on to the entrepreneur fair, but they couldn't because they were also in the parade. So maybe you have somebody man the booth for them while they're gone, but.
Yeah, that's what I did, that's what I did.
Did you? Yeah.
And
You're going to be gone for 2 or 3 hours though, you know,
Yeah.
because you got to be there at least an hour beforehand. The parade was all over 40 minutes long. It was on 42 or 43 minutes is what I had down on my watch to see how long.
I
So,
think they'll probably change some things next
Yeah.
year for that.
you know,
I would say
maybe-
time.
yeah. So it's a shame you couldn't have done it all this year, but it was still pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I had some good feedback from people. And then I went to the lighted side-by-side parade at the end, in the evening time. That was awesome. There was 30 plus side-by-sides, and it went off really well. And there was people out all over town waiting for us to go through town. And so it's not tied in with the main group. So maybe next year we can tie them in together because there was hundreds of people. I don't know if thousands, but there was hundreds of people outside waiting to see the side-by-sides go by. Yeah. So.
And the carriage rides that Brock was doing and like
Yeah.
the streets were just lively. The tree lighting is always so quaint and adorable. I love that part of it. So yeah, just the fact that, you know, I think even whatever lulls, which I don't think we have any during the middle of the day, but there was a point where we just kind of posted up for 2 or 3 hours. And I think a lot of people will do that just to stay and wait and finish out the night. So it was just a packed day. And no vendors too. And so I think everybody, you know, it was cool to see people still moving about the streets and going into shops and so, yeah, it just gives, you
Yeah,
know,
so maybe no vendors was a good thing.
you see, you know, it's one of those things, we're still gathering information, right, in this. But it's definitely interesting to see that we had a ton of stuff that really didn't require vendors being in the streets. And I think everybody did great.
I think the reason this one has success is because everybody's in it. You know, it's not just one person trying to like throw something or one group trying to throw something. Like every business wants to get involved in the Christmas event, so they get involved with it, right? They talk about it. It's not like there's no competition in there at all. It's all just one big thing. And I think that Christmas in general is welcoming as far as like when we do a Christmas event in town, it's an unspoken invite to every business because it's Christmas. It's Christmas, so of course they can participate, So I think everybody kind of participates in it, rather than it just being like somebody throw an event and then the people waiting to see if anybody shows up at their business. It's like they get involved, and when everybody gets involved for one common event, it's I think the outcomes will be great. Yeah.
I renewed my optimism in humanity.
Well, and I think it's helping that our town is staying with the daytime Christmas parade. All the local towns are going to the nighttime one, and they are cool because everything is lit up. But having that daytime one still, where it is better for the little kids,
Yeah.
have the nighttime one too. That's great, but we're staying with the daytime one, and the other towns, they're moving away from that.
Yeah, and they really do just literally show up for the parade and leave.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
especially the one in Cape with their downtown. I've gone to that one several
Yeah.
times. Fred's over Townstead, town's
Farmington-
closed.
Yeah, Farmington's the same way.
Yeah, so I think, and I know Annette's been approached with changing that, and she's sticking to her guns, and I'm glad she is, because I really think that is helping us.
Absolutely.
Did she get a marketing grant?
Yeah,
So she might come back and do an after action report. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I will have placer AI numbers on that next time. We're just too close to the day to pull those numbers, so.
But I do think an after action report from her is going to be really good, because it was, if we hear from her that she didn't do much different than anybody else,
I would like to hear where she advertised,
Yeah.
because we had a gentleman call us because he saw the advertising and he did not want to miss the French Christmas at the Linden House, which he actually made us step up our game a little, because we were like, oh, are we doing enough French Christmas? But anyway, he was coming from Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
And he was really interested, and he couldn't get his schedule moved around fast enough to come on the 6th. So he was going to come the following weekend and just tour and take in the town. And the more he thought about it, he's like, no, I can't miss this. So he came. I wasn't here, but I asked if the gentleman came, and he did. He enjoyed himself. He had a great time. He saw everything on our site and then went and saw more. So I would like to see, I'm really curious as to where she advertised, because
Well, she advertises 50 to 100 mile radius.
and
I know
that's
because I
it.
write the checks. Yep.
Well, that's interesting then. How did he see it unless he,
I mean,
She-
I don't think he's been.
that's her
here
print.
before.
That's her print. I mean, she probably does some things, maybe
She knows people
with
out
the
there, right?
newspapers digitally. If she's doing a print ad, then they follow it up with, probably a digital too, I would think. But
It's just interesting.
or
how
maybe like she
that
does
many people are seeing it,
Yeah.
But yeah, typically it's a 50 to 100 mile radius is is how she.
Well, he was a little further than that.
Known for the holiday?
It's still going on.
I think we recorded on Pecanapalooza.
Yes, yeah, that was on last week, or last month, yeah. Been known for the holidays until the 22nd, 21st? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have any upcoming events?
Guillaume.
Yeah, we have like.
What is that? What is that?
I like Yone.
The French
Like Yone.
New Year's Eve.
I'm new. So forgive me.
They go to like different group of French.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh, you haven't
It's,
seen it?
it's,
No, I was funny about it.
it's special.
I have to see it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's one of the most unique events that we have.
Yeah, it's really
And
cool.
when is it?
New Year's
New Year's
Eve.
Eve,
Oh,
They go all over the county.
entering in the new year.
awesome.
And they
Have they-
end
most
at-
people come to Danny?
They do.
No,
They
they did the Red Legion Hall, right?
Is that the first?
I think it's the last one, actually.
That's where they
Oh,
did.
cool.
They started there in the first one.
Yeah, they start at
there.
7,
They started and
6 maybe to practice. They might start at 6.
but then they go after all.
and then they just.
It
they
may
go
even be
like-
6.
I think it is six.
Yeah.
They have pretty many places before they get to us.
You gotta go to a nursing
To
home
us
too.
by like 7:30.
I think they have 15 or plus stops.
They probably won't,
Wait, I will be open.
not your establishment, but they'll probably stop in at
Yeah.
Ross like they usually,
Yeah, they go to Audubon's and Danny's, I know that.
yeah.
Yeah, well, and what's really cool, so they have a recording of it from like the 1930s, and the guy singing, and the solo in that is like, it sends chills up your spine. You can listen to it on Spotify if you want, but the guy who sings that solo, his grandson is now the person that sings that solo.
No way.
Yeah, you can read the history about it. There's a thing that I think Missouri Life maybe did, and it's on YouTube. So if you Google it, St. Genevieve, you'll see the whole story and the interviews.
What blows my mind about the spelling is there's two different spellings. One, if you pronounce it correctly, would be La Guiane. The second one would be La Guinoye. So it's like there's two different pronunciations where the N is in a different place in both of them. So one's Guinoye, the other one's
Somebody had
Guiane.
really bad handwriting.
I have no clue.
Well, they have those little hyphens they stick everywhere, and then they end up going the wrong way, and
But it is very, coming from Louisiana, it is very much a rural Mardi Gras festival. So if you go to Mamou, Louisiana or Iota, Louisiana, you will see a Guiana, which is so fascinating. That's what like really I get nerdy about, because I'm like, wow, I can't believe there's a Missouri French tradition that's as old and as like intricate and tied in with the Mardi Gras. So like, the Mardi Gras song they sing in Iota shares lyrics with the Guiana, which is, for me, a very marketable thing. So, and I'll talk about a little bit about some of that stuff I'll be doing once I get to my tourism report. Yeah. We have a transient tax strategy. I don't know if we have a committee report, but we did meet, and we're trying to get our ducks in a row to put that on the ballot. And so we're working with the county to see when would be a good time to do that. Missouri Main Street connection update. So we are right now trying to figure out if we're going to form a 501c3 or I don't know if I talk about that
Maybe.
here, but that sounds good. I should have talked to you guys earlier before we did this. But
Next
yeah,
one for sure.
yeah, we're working on how we're going to form this 501c3, and basically the next steps are forming a board. Once we, and this could even be before we finish forming the 501c3, as long as we get a board in place, that will be the board for the 501c3. Missouri Main Street will come down, train that board, and then an economic development plan will be built kind of based on those wildly important goals that we all identified during the town hall. So that's really exciting stuff.
So Missouri Main Street, I talked to Ben the other day, just because I'm still trying to get my head around it completely. You guys may know this better than me, but I didn't, not that I didn't understand, I just didn't feel comfortable with how I organized the Missouri Main Street thing in my head and what the responsibilities are and all that. And I did get to a pretty healthy understanding of it. And I think the thing that I didn't understand, that I think some people probably also don't understand, is that it is its own entity, separate from chamber, separate from tourism, separate from these things, that they are a resource that even the tourism department can go use, or chamber can use, or whatever. And it's like its own thing that's separate. Like, I think here's kind of what I drew this up earlier today, but I see like this thing where all these groups like chamber and tourism and even some of the downtown groups, that are doing the events, they're all kind of like in this hub, and then people just kind of like sporadically are looking to them, who knows what for. Like, they're just like, hey, how do I do this? What do I do here? And I just feel like that if we have these better separated out, where there are four obvious entities, where you've got TTC, you've got chamber, and you've got Missouri Main Street, and then you've got whatever, downtown St. John or something, and then these all have like if you need something, like if the business needs something, where do you go? Do you go to Missouri Main Street? Do you go to Chamber of Commerce? Do you go to tourism? Or if tourism has something that we have a question about, who do we go to? I feel like that there could be a better line of separation of these responsibilities clearly laid out, so that the individuals in our town, business owners and people that are throwing events, know who does what. and what they're, where they're,
Resources or something.
yeah, and where they can, because these groups are phenomenal. I mean, this is a phenomenal set of resources that we have at our disposal and the businesses have at their disposal. But I don't think it's clear, and maybe it is, but just from my perspective, I don't feel like it's clear who does what and who do I go to if I need something, you know? If I need help, maybe my business, I'm not getting people in and I don't know why. Who do I go to? You know, who is best to go to? When I was talking to Missouri Main Street, they do a lot of that stuff. These businesses can go straight to Missouri Main Street and say, I need help with my business and marketing my business, or what if there's an assessment on my company. Like he was telling me these things that they do that I kind of didn't really realize the power in that asset. And so I think it's going to be important for us to somehow get the word out to everybody in town that there is a resource here, whether it's TTC, Chamber, Missouri Main Street, Downtown St. John, whatever group it is, which I don't know who's, I think us sorting through what those things are is probably going to be important. But then we have some kind of a document or something that is very simple to read that says, okay, if I'm having troubles here, this is who I should talk to, or at least have a central person they can go to say, hey, who do I talk to about this? And then we can point them in the right direction or whatever. But this is something that for me was, and it may be only me, but for me, I just never really got my head around like, what are these things for, especially Missouri Main Street. I was still kind of like, what are they actually, what can we use them for? What are they doing? Are they just coming and telling us what to do, or do we raise our hand and ask for help? But I think that, we can get some clearer lines on that stuff when they do and what we can use them for, because that's a big resource. That's a big resource.
For sure. Well, it's cool that we have all this momentum going in a lot of directions. It's another thing that's kind of like pushing this, at least I think what I'm hearing is like finding, making like a resource guide for, with the subdivision coming in, there's talks of like, we need to put together a new visitors packet. We need to put together a new business owners packet. We need to put, like our business recruiting packet, like things like that could, resident recruiting packet that like really shows what sort of assets we have in the community and how people can get established and what makes us a more attractive destination, a more attractive place to live than others.
So I guess the question is, whose responsibility is it to do that, to sort all that out? I guess we just somebody's kind of just have to stand up and say, I'll do it, I guess. And it doesn't really matter, I guess, where it comes from. It's just somebody's going to put this together. But Missouri Main Street, I even mentioned the workshops, the marketing workshops, they do that stuff. They literally do the marketing workshops, exactly what we talked about. They do that. They do a lot of cool stuff. I even mentioned going to each individual business and saying, what are you struggling with? What challenges are you facing as a business? And they just take notes and go to every single business in this whole town and say, what kind of challenges are you facing? And write them down and learn what challenges everybody is facing in this town. And then look at it from a big picture perspective and figure out where do we need help? Where could we put resources that will help the overall experience for the people and the economic vitality and all the things that they've talked about. The reason I kind of dug into this is because of course, with our mission statement and what we're like being on this board, because it's kind of funny. I'm learning how to change my goal based on where I'm at. Okay, because when I'm at Audubon's, my goal is this. When I'm at the Beacon, it's this. When I'm at this meeting, it's that. It's this. When I'm at the hospital board, so what is my goal on tourism? And for me, it's always been, the thinking about that, it's about the experience. It's more about the experience than it is anything else, no matter, even really over top of how many people showed up. I don't necessarily, from a tourism perspective, I care more about, was the experience high quality over how many people showed up? Because if the experience was high quality, then more people will come next time. And if it wasn't high quality, so for example, maybe we have a huge amount of people show up, but the whole thing sucked, right? What is that success or is that not success? So really, we have to look at as a tourism department, how do we measure success? What is success? If we have an event in this town, what makes it successful? And to me, for tourism, what makes it successful is the experience. Was it a high quality experience? And for tourism, Missouri Main Street, on the other hand, they look at that from a lot of different perspectives, not just the experience, but also the economic vitality, the impact, the economic impact of that event. And I think it's really healthy to have those boundaries so that we can all focus on our specific piece of that and get really good at it. You know, that's where I'm at on this, and that's why I even was thinking about this, because I got to that question in my head of how do we measure success on the tourism board? How do we measure success?
Okay, but you keep saying tourism board. We're not a tourism board.
Well, tourism tax commission.
So, I mean, the tourism tax commission, we spend our money on marketing, right? It's all we're spending on, yeah. Right?
Marketing the experience, yes.
Yeah. So.
Marketing the heritage, the events, and the history of our town.
And I think we do have some parameters that we use. I mean, we count, amount of tourism and tax that we generate from the bed tax and the amount of visitors at the visitor center. So we have some
Metrics.
in place. Now, Placer AI, we can look at attendance really fine tuned as far as some of these events and stuff like that. So we have some metrics that we use but can we get down into the feelings, and grade that experience that they've had? I don't know. I mean, we started doing that feedback, that QR code, that survey that you had.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting to see kind of what you get back from that over the next few weeks or months, however long you're gonna have that out there. Have you gotten any back yet?
No, nothing yet, but yeah, I've got to switch up how I'm getting that out there,
To get our thumb on the experience, it could be hard, we have to just communicate during the events and ask people how do they.
Yeah, I think we got it. I think we got a good little sense of what the holiday Christmas festival was, and I think, from being a participant, basically, outside of being in the parade, I was largely a participant. I just had a great time. I just thought, it was packed. Yeah, walking around, seeing people in the shops, it was uplifting. It was great to see for a moment this kind of like, oh, what if you start to envision what could this be weekend after weekend, if we had just every Saturday look like that, boy, we'd be cooking with grease, and I, we're working towards that with bacon grease, big bacon, the greasiest grease you can find. So, and I think we're working towards that, but it's great to, kind of capture that in the bottle. And I think what you said was great. We're also distilling down, okay, why was it great? And, you had some great theories on, this is when everybody gets together. And I know we do talk about a lot about, maybe not, we don't talk about it, but, there's a perspective out there that there's some dividedness among merchants and things like that. But, this is one of those festivals, and I don't know what to attribute it to, that everybody participates and plays along. But I think there were some added elements, like you bringing in that carriage. I think the decorations that you did, Rebecca, God, I mean,
They
just
even have
like,
some lasers pointing on Audible. Thank you for that. No, it was decorated. We didn't have to do anything, and now we got lights on. It's great. Thank you.
I was hoping it wasn't bothering anyone in your room.
Oh yeah. Nobody said anything yet, but don't move those. That looks. It actually looks great.
Good.
It does. Yeah. Thank you.
And the lights, I love the lights on Luna's too.
Yeah.
Or on, not Luna's actually, I guess. It's lovely.
So yeah, I feel like more lights are downtown this year than normal. Is
Yeah.
that possible?
And even Rustic Candles just had the window, right? Am I right? Did I say the right place? Did you see that?
I did.
On, across from Ciro's?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
windows
That's
painted.
rustic.
Yes, their windows painted.
well,
And we did, I'm gonna bring this up. I don't remember what we really decided. We just brought it up at downtown St. Genevieve doing like Christmas grants, so that's something too we might have to.
For decorations.
yeah, awesome. Yeah, because
So yeah, anyhow, the whole reason I brought that up is Missouri Main Street has some really great resources that we can definitely take advantage of. That I think, and making sure that people understand that that's not a part of tourism. That's its own thing. It's separate from tourism. We're just kind of the ones that got that going. But ultimately, that's its own baby. We can use that thing for all kinds of good stuff.
You brought up the mission too. Can we table that till January?
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
brain's not here this December.
Yeah, that's all right. And really, so when you think about it, think about how we measure success. That's what I think we need to think about is how do we, how do we know if a month goes by and we had a successful month on the tour as a tourism tax commission? How can we measure that success? Because I don't know, I know how I measured it, but I think we need to come up with something solid as a board. So we're on the same page.
I know we're probably trying to fly through this stuff, but I do appreciate that, Brian.
Yeah.
Some good thoughts for sure.
So end of January, we'll bring some mission statements.
Yeah. All right, I'll go into tourism director report. I'll just talk about last week I went to Travel South International Showcase. This is where we go. It was actually in Kansas City this year, so Missouri was hosting it. And this is a collective of all the southern states. Missouri's not really a southern state, but you know what I mean. We're below the Mason-Dixon, but I don't think you guys, the Midwest, you don't consider yourself southern.
We're in the middle.
If you go to Wisconsin, they'll tell you we're Southern.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. The southern part of the state speaks with the southern dialect, but then there's also some Midwestern dialect. I digress. But it was here is it's a collection of the southern states. They get together to promote their destinations, their states to international tourists. Canada was not there this year, which is a bummer because Quebec is such a good hotspot for us, especially with our French roots. But they were not there, and I think everybody who has a French sort of colony or some sort of history is feeling that pinch from the Quebecois not coming. I sat through something that said just tourism in general, not just international tourism, that is down 7% nationwide. But our visitation in St. John is up 4.5%. So I just want to anchor that. That is very
Do we
cool
have
to
that
know.
what you were looking at? Do we have that what you're looking at?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't. I should have made copies. Dang it.
It's good.
Okay. We'll just, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I've got the one I'm reading.
Oh.
Yeah. How fun. Let's see. But still, I had a lot of interest from the French and German tour operators. The state is doing a lot with French and German tour operators to make us visible on the international stage. We have, I also had a lot of interest from Dutch, which I think is great because the Dutch will be in Kansas City playing in the World Cup. And we're only a 5-hour drive away, and they will, the way the state is promoting it is in this, kind of take Route 66, take the Blues Highway down, so we fall right on those routes, which is great. So happy to be a part of that. Also, I like to double things up, and I think what was great is I like to stack functions. So not just going for that, but also to talk with some of the Louisiana folks that were there promoting their destination and kind of talk about how we can use, because like I've always said, a lot of the things like La Guianade that we have here, the King's Ball, it's so coded in that Mardi Gras tradition. It's like, and that's how people first come to know the French traditions in the United States, or that the U.S. has a French culture, and it comes through Mardi Gras. It really is the biggest generator of that. People go down to have fun, and then they go, where did this come from? And they go to Lafayette the next year, and then they go to these smaller festivals. And if we could cross promote or promote our French heritage down there, then and everybody's saying the same thing, and also bring people up. So for the French Heritage Festival, St. Martin's Parish wants to bring some Cajun musicians up to play with Dennis Stromat, which would be great, and also have tables there. So what if the French Heritage Festival could kind of pivot to be, we normally have vendors, and I know we talked about like how can we switch that up. what if we had just people with tables promoting their destination? So, and showing that we're part of a larger French culture that is really remarkable in the United States. So that's where, I also go to get ideas from these places, and that's what I've been thinking and trying to cultivate down there. So yeah, it's a very promising market. I'm actually going to take from McDaniel's the bottom 3 digital marketplaces that we go through. It's like Peoria, Illinois, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I just wonder what sort of Omaha, Nebraska, those types of places where we're pushing, but we're not getting much traction. It's like, well, yeah, what relationship would they have? We're just a cute little town. Why would they come through? What's Omaha have in relation? But if we took all 3 of those and we put all that energy into New Orleans, and we said, hey, we have a really unique French thing that you probably have never heard of, they're going to go, oh, that's very interesting. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm starting. I think that was kind of the biggest windfall I had, because you're just sitting there, and you share a table with someone. So I shared a table with Hannibal, which was really great. But you're talking to these tour operators from these different countries, and they're just getting a sense of who you are. There was a French woman that was there. It was like, oh yeah, St. John's on our radar. We're trying to get a tour through there. And I was like, excellent. That's great. But a lot of times this is the first sort of interaction we get with folks, and we're just putting it on the radar. And this is year 2. I thought we had a lot more traction than we did last year. And then year 3, it's a 3-year sort of contract you sign with the state to do this, but they pay for the hotel and the conference, and we just have to get there. So I would love to just continue doing this, because just strengthen these relationships between us and these other French sites, as well as with these tour operators. And hopefully Quebec will come back soon.
Quebec, not Quebec.
Not Quebec. Quebec.
Say it.
Yeah, maybe it's Quebec. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
I don't,
I don't think so.
And then the last thing I had, I know this is dark, but I found another picture from a drone shot that we got, and I think maybe it will be lighter. This is actually, although it reads black, these edges will be like that green brown from our branding. So just wanted to bring another option.
Have we thought about putting lights on those wayfinding signs?
Like,
I had a guy start at Audubon's the other day, and he says to me, we should get a wayfinding sign right outside here. And I'm like, we should? He's like, yeah, that would be perfect if you had a sign out here that had like arrows pointing to different places. And I'm like,
Well, it
You
is.
should have been like, let's go see where it should
yeah,
go.
let's go. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, it's because of the color of it, it just blends right in. It blends right in.
but
with
the other
everything
ones
around.
did too, which was
No, I mean, they both, yes, they both.
it's like crazy.
If we can get like they make these solar powered lights that you could just shine up on it, that I think would be perfectly fine for that. I mean, even
That's a good idea.
at nighttime at least, but during the day, they're hard to spot, man. I didn't even, honest to God, that one across the street from Audubon's, I know that one's there, and I know there's one across the street from Danny's, I think, but I don't even know where any other ones are. I don't even notice them. They're very hard to notice.
Agreed.
Maybe we should put neon orange on them or something. I was
Well-
kidding about the neon orange. I'm
Well,
sorry.
like I said, what I'm hoping too is like with the billboards, and when we change the billboard outside of Mississippi Lime, hopefully that color palette will start to like pattern people's brains.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm telling myself. And when we get bigger signs that people can notice, and then they're like, okay, it's in that same blue, yellow, and green. Blue, yellow, green.
Maybe
blue,
we should
yellow.
light the pole up or something. Or put a light on top of it, or
I mean, I think we should definitely light it up for night.
something's got to be.
Yeah, because
We drive by it every day, though. That's why we're not actively.
Well, this guy is brand new to town. He said he made that
How old
suggestion.
is he? Like,
45.
oh, well, then there's no excuse.
I mean, and I mean, I don't know. I feel like they blend right in. I feel like that. I mean, I wouldn't make them like bright red, you know, but maybe light or something. And I'm just throwing this out there. I don't know how to fix it, you know, but
I think lights would
lights would probably be.
I will tell you, I just got back from Maine and all of their stop signs in the entire state of Maine are lit up. They
Oh, yeah.
flash.
Yeah, right.
During the day, they flash at night, they flash. They light up. And I don't know if that's just, hey, there's a stop sign ahead, but it
Draws
was,
your attention.
right. But I noticed, I paid attention and it was in every little town that we were in, their stop signs lit, like just flash, they lit up.
Yeah, there's,
Lights can do wonders.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you have a, whatever that thing is with your eyeballs.
The strobing, maybe
Yeah,
not, but
might not be a good idea, but yeah, seizures, so. I don't think we have it going like that.
It's just a bummer.
Yeah, no,
it's a good thought.
it's
What
exhausting.
what did you need on this one, Aaron? What did you need on this one?
He said,
I just had another design suggestion because I think we were kind of all moving towards like a shot of the town instead of anything else.
Yeah.
And so, and everybody was talking about the night scenes are a little bit dark or a little bit blurred or something like that. So imagine this lighter, that black is like a lighter color and that's kind of popping through. Is that a good photo or is it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Only because I think it's so far away, it's not interesting.
That's fair. Did you like I guess you have to see it again, but I guess the other shot is from basically right up on the Felix. Well, no, we had more of that streetscape.
it was the Merchant Street.
It was Merchant Street shot. Yeah.
I think something closer where you can actually see a little bit better, either architecture or something would draw more of a visual interest. I mean, we're talking about a French settled town. So something with
Yeah,
regard to that.
Yeah. What
I'm
about,
trying, huh?
what about a picture of one of the old French?
Well, I'll work that into the next one. I mean, I really also like the tower of the church. It's just
Yeah, the church tower.
No doubt.
And maybe you can get them both. You can get a shot of maybe one of that.
The Merchant Street, that Merchant Street shot you had.
Yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool.
And you
I
have the
agree
Felix
with you.
Valley from up close.
Well, I actually, when I look at it, I think, man, our town looks tiny.
Yeah, right. It's not as grand for
Right.
sure.
So,
Oh,
Agreed.
that is one of the nice things about it, though. It is kind of tiny.
right, it is, but.
We don't want,
There's too many pecan trees in this one covering everything.
Yeah, it does cover a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, get a chainsaw out, huh?
No,
you have-
cut down my
Do you
pecan
have
trees.
somebody, do you have somebody with a drone? Because I bet there's a shot you could get that will include a close-up of the buildings, but also include background.
Be nice. Oh, you know what?
I have a drone.
You know what? There was a local guy who said he wanted to get
Barney?
drone footage.
Was it
Gary Adams. There's that dude. He's always.
I know. Yeah, Gary would be a great person to get a shot from for sure. There's a guy he popped up in. I'll find him.
If not, you can always try Barney out of the sheriff's department.
Oh, yeah.
He's great. He likes to do that kind of stuff with the community. I think he would probably,
Yeah, maybe there's just a shot that we're.
because I know he did some community center stuff before.
There's a shot. There's a shot. There is.
Agreed.
And
Yeah.
that we're all going to be like, that's the one.
Yeah.
You know. I think that's going to happen.
I don't know that you can really capture the whole, like, that
Yeah.
up close with the drone like that, though, you think?
Well, I think that you'll probably have to do something where you get something close in the picture, but also something in the distance, like where you're combining the two somehow. You know, and maybe the church is the close up, and then the background is the. Let's do it, or I don't know.
Hey, right, because you can get up on the tower and just
Yeah.
kind of shoot down. But it's got to be the right thing, like you said, because some of it looks like some of the rooftops aren't the prettiest, and sometimes the town looks sparse.
What about an old picture that we have?
I would say, Aaron, could you put all of the options in an email to us so we can like
Yeah.
see them like side by side, maybe?
I'll get that. Yeah, I just feel like we haven't really come that close to one yet.
What
You
if
know
you
what I mean?
blended?
The
two
brewery,
old
the brewery
pictures?
was a well received.
Yeah, you like that one?
I don't like that one.
I think
It is older, but
it's slightly deceiving also.
Which one?
well, true. Because you think
We
it's,
don't have guys with big old mustaches like we did
No, there's
anymore. You
literally
guys got
not.
little tiny mustaches.
Well, our billboard here says there's something special here. So what can we put on this billboard that represent, yeah.
If you
It goes,
get an
oh,
old
shoot,
picture,
yeah, there
if you can get one of the old pictures that blends into the new picture,
The old to modern.
yeah, and show
Yeah,
that,
that's
like,
kinda-
if
yeah.
it blended in, like, that would look kind of cool. If you had something like the same shot twice that you could,
Yeah, no, and fortunately, you got a lot of good church shots like that. So, but it is cool to see that like transition. So, yeah, and that's kind of what it is that fact that history, right? And just do such a good job of keeping that alive. Why would we do that if it wasn't special? Okay.
all right, you good?
Yeah, new business? Nada? Marketing grant?
Can I say this, I think it's they just had the last one on that schoolhouses, the things that the Learning Center does.
Oh, yeah.
Those are so good. We should be
Yeah.
promoting the heck out of those things.
They're awesome. Yeah.
Especially locally. Those Wednesday night things that the museum does at the Oris. They do a learning session, like an hour and a half. I went to the one that was for Kaskaskia. What a cool event that was. I mean, it's just the guys coming in there that know a lot about the history, and they tell you, like, I've had so many questions about Kaskaskia, and he answered all of them. It was wonderful. And then this last week, it was about 72 old schoolhouses in St. John County. And they talked about the location of the schoolhouses, and it was just so cool. They do, like, at least once a month, I think, on Wednesdays.
I sat through one for the Bison with Bill
Yeah.
Nagar. Amazing. It was amazing. They even found an old film strip that was like in someone's house. It was like rusted shut, and he sent it off to get processed. And we watched a film of the parade from 1935 from the
Wow.
bicentennial year. It was nuts. And then Bill took all these photos for the 250th in 1985. And Bill's photos are incredible, and you're looking, you're like, who are these people? These people look fun. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they're probably people I know, but also, like, you know, there's
Yeah.
this old guard in St. John in the 80s that you got to saw. So there's all these different layers to it.
It may not be something that people from out of town care too much about, but
I don't know.
the people that live here, I mean, if you live in St. John County, you should go to those things. They are so cool. I miss them all the time.
Yeah.
I've only been to like 2, and I get so bummed every time I drive by, and I'm like, why is that lit on a Wednesday? Oh, that's right, and I missed it. But they are really neat. I would suggest that for anybody that
Is
has
that one
any.
of the things that we advertise on the,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just need,
yeah, and I get a text. Who do I get that text from? I get a text every.
Are you a member or something?
Maybe. But I get a text and it goes to like 25 or 30 people and it says, hey, don't forget this week, Wednesday is our.
Or maybe since you've been to one.
Maybe. I don't know, but I get a text and I'm like, I'm so grateful for the text message. It comes from the museum somehow.
Yeah.
I think it might be Woke.
yeah, Bob will.
Yeah, it might be Bob Wilson's again. But yeah, if you haven't been to one, and I think that might have been the last one of the year, but if you get learn to see those, I would suggest it. They're really neat.
Shall we take a look at this marketing assistance grant? In MAGA?
That application looks great.
So nice. Where did it come from?
You're right. Had the-
he came here already though and talked about what he
Yeah,
was
he
gonna do.
We just postponed, we just put this off just because.
Made him reapply.
we had to, yeah, we made a real
Oh,
life.
okay.
I like his title,
I know, I noticed that. The guy.
Oh, yeah.
What, Rally in the Valley?
the guy.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Personal title, yeah. I think it's great. I think we should,
Is he a nonprofit though?
I think he put it,
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, we've already funded this before, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
It's a 2-day
Yes,
event.
this will come up again though, because it says it's free of charge and you answered no.
No.
Well,
Per truck, but it's,
Right.
It's pretty
I know.
much.
But if you want to go visit the event, it's free.
Yeah, no, and that's what, well, all I'm saying is that the marketing money that we give them should not go to marketing to the trucks to pay the $10. It should be going to the marketing for the event.
Yeah,
Same thing we do with
which is
that.
what he pretty much
Yeah,
does.
okay.
Yeah. He promotes the heck out of it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Yep.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I,
Any opposed? So,
Wish I could have voted on
Just raise your hand.
we don't need to vote. We're just, I was loud. You were loud.
that's it, huh?
That's all she wrote.
Next meeting is January 20th. That's a long time from now.
I think, well,
Anything
also before the rest of
anything, yeah.
it's just the,
it. Anything that stood out, I didn't read through the whole thing, but anything that stood out on the Pecan Palooza numbers,
Yeah.
as far as the Placer AI data or the,
I think our numbers were down this year from the lot, because he gave those
Yeah, but
numbers
that was
last
it.
month, yeah. But, I mean, this is just our marketing
Yeah,
that
this is
Sam
just like-
did.
This is right our Facebook reach, basically.
Mhm.
I mean, there's 42,000 people that viewed it, or they viewed it 42,900 times, and it was, the reach was 23,900 for the advertising we did. which is a lot.
who would be the main person for Pecan Palooza for marketing efforts?
Sam,
Yeah.
Sam?
Sam Kurtz.
Okay. Maybe like if I got Tim Heller to give her a call, maybe she would share some of the things that she did,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
bolster his efforts.
yeah, because she said we did billboards.
We did do billboards.
Digital billboards, and we got a big
Yeah.
bang for our buck.
Really? On the digital
Insane.
billboard?
Yeah, it was
Yep.
crazy.
Really? Which billboard did you use?
Let's see.
The one coming into town on 32?
No, it was in, where was this?
I don't
St.
remember.
Louis, somewhere. Wasn't it was it Kirkwood?
Yeah, I think it might have been Kirkwood.
Kirkwood, yeah. So $720 we paid, and the impressions we got, wasn't it like 120 a day?
Yeah.
120 a day
On
it showed.
How do you
I
know
was
that?
wondering
How do they know?
what
They
it was.
tell us how many
They
times it's
gave,
gonna
they
cycle
gave us the
through.
report.
Oh, you mean, okay.
I know like Chateau uses the one in Arnold area down
Yeah,
at
I saw it.
Merrimack's bottom, right where the Merrimack Bridge is. And I see that one quite often, that they're really promoting their venue in St. Genevieve in their ads. And those digital ads on that billboard right there on 55 coming south. And they're spending some, I can imagine getting that many impressions. It must do well, because I see it often. I don't go to St. Louis that often.
We should definitely be encouraging, our event people to doing the digital.
Yeah.
Because they are effective.
Yeah.
And they're cheap.
I'm getting ready to do some marketing on 102.5. I'm gonna start doing some marketing on the radio stations up in St. Louis. More of like this, we've done the marketing, the St. Genevieve radio stuff, but I'm gonna see how it goes doing, and I'm gonna use St. Genevieve, it's gonna be for whatever, but ultimately I'm gonna put St. Genevieve in that as like, sort of St. Gen kind of thing. And that's on 102.5, which is all the Christmas music right now, so it's it's a station that everybody's
A lot of
listening
people still listen to it.
to. Yeah.
Even when it's not.
I heard a hint of disdain in there.
I don't listen to music in the car.
We advertise on St. Louis Public Radio, and we get a decent
Yeah.
amount of people.
Anything in particular that's going to be on the agenda for January? The mission statement, you want to kind of have that on there
Yeah.
to discuss?
Statement, yeah.
Anything else that we?
Well, then we'll be able to discuss more what
Yeah,
downtown.
Missouri Main Street and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would keep the transient tax strategy committee report on there and Missouri Main Street connection updates on there.
They'll probably stay on there for the next few.
Yeah, I think just make sure that those stay.
Did we have a few grants that did not reapply?
There was
There
two.
was two, the other one I'm still waiting for.
Okay,
And they came in, I handed it to them.
okay.
I'm just waiting.
I do know that being a match now is changing things, that's for sure. Less people are gonna be applying. Okay. And I've heard that,
Well, it shouldn't really dissuade people.
well, they don't have the, so they don't have the money to pay the half.
In that sense, that should you really be putting on an event then?
That's, I mean, that that is what I explained why we're doing it this way. It's that, you know, this isn't about business. It's about promoting. And if the business can't do that, then they have to have skin in the game, you know, especially if it's to grow their business. Then they have to have skin in the game. So I didn't necessarily like that idea at first, but I've grown to like that idea.
We did have brought up in our downtown meeting, I forgot to mention this, the other 2 wayfinding signs. Do we have plans for that?
So I went just a couple weeks ago, and Corey's got a stack of wayfinding signs. He went through them because they're damaged, little scratches here and there. I don't think they amount to much, but they did the Christmas decorations this past week, so.
No, I mean the 2 that we didn't do last year.
2 that we didn't do last year.
Was it 2 or 3?
But the one down on St. Mary's Road.
There's St. Mary's and 61. There's 61 at Market, and then there's over in Pear Marquette. I think we had talked about doing bigger signs and not doing those.
Do you want like the downtown board to come up with some ideas for that?
Yeah, that'd be great. And also, you know what I think was really good? It was the in the Missouri Main Street sort of presentation that they did. I isolated, there was a page on like signage and stuff like that, and that was a cool little collection of signs. So maybe I'll just send that to you.
Okay.
And yeah,
Okay.
I would love that. Would be so super helpful.
Because we'll have a meeting before this, right? Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll bring it up in the meeting and get some ideas together.
Yeah, that sounds great. Absolutely. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I think Joe beat me.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
You're doing this fair.